So it's not like you just realize like, oh, I'm plateaued, I can improve now. It's like, no, you still have to actually either work on your calculation or you got to improve your skills in some really meaningful way. So it's really, really tough. And as you get stronger and stronger, the amount of work you have to do to improve, I think, also gets harder, and gets larger. You have to do more work, and it's more difficult work. So at a certain point, you basically just have to um, kind of let's say like stop whining, and just like do the hard stuff.
Get
So
serious.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so that means different things for different movers. I was
Stop.
definitely working hard to get up to 2200, but then once I got to 2200, then doing the same amount of work as before is no longer enough to advance further. And so I
Right.
needed
Right.
to basically you need to push yourself,
Yeah.
right? You need to push yourself. Let's just take calculation, for example. You need to try to calculate further than you can currently calculate. So if you can only calculate 3 moves ahead, you need to try to calculate 4 moves ahead. Then once you get to 4, then you might jump up a level, right? Jump 50 or 100 points or whatever, right? But then if you're only calculating 4 moves ahead, now that's your new baseline, right? So you need to keep pushing yourself.
Yeah.
Again, the same thing in fitness, actually. Like you need to just keep progressing. So it needs to feel hard. If it doesn't feel hard, it's not going to help you improve,
Right.
right? It needs to feel difficult. And that means it has to be difficult. Yeah.
Right.
So hopefully making myself clear. It's like the urge is like, okay, you get to 2200 and you're like, all right, now I'm good at chess. Now we can just like relax, just look at some openings. Like, no, it's like in order to keep progressing, it has to feel just as difficult as it was before.
Yeah, and you have to push away distractions. How do you stay focused on your study and push out the distractions of life? Because that's what I mean, when things get hard, that's when your brain wants to go do something else, and your brain will pull you in that direction of any sort of distraction,
Mhm.
Twitter,
Yeah.
Twitch, just or just mindlessly consuming chess in like a bullet type fashion. How do you stay focused in that way?
Well, I think you have to be self-aware. So if you are someone that's like very prone to distractions, um, like I am, so like if I'm trying to study like these days, back then it was a different time and it was a lot easier back then. But these days there are a lot more distractions. I'm not going to have my phone around if I'm like actually studying.
Yeah.
Like I'll do an hour of calculation work, and I'll use the chess clock as a timer, right?
Oh,
And
okay.
so, I'm not. So yeah, my phone is not making any like sounds or anything during that time, and I'm not, keeping an eye on the screen. And it's face down, right? Because as you know, phones they like to flash like a light if you have like a message or something, and my phone will color code it, so I know like a green light means a Facebook message or a TikTok notification. Blue
Oh,
light means a text message or a
oh
Facebook
man.
notification or maybe a Twitter direct. Yeah, so my phone knows a yellow means Snapchat.
Pavlov's dog. There you go.
Yeah, so my phone is out of sight these days when I'm studying because I know it's distracting. And it's very difficult. It was much easier back then because I was like living at home. I didn't have to work as much. I just had like far fewer interests. I was younger. It's just like, I had one motivation. I want to be a better chess player.
Right.
I have books. Like it was just very, very easy actually to study. Nowadays, of course, I'm living on my own. I have to pay rent and like make money and run a business with
Yeah.
dojo. A lot of players like they when they coach, they complain because it's hard to study on your own and coach at the same time,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I found is really, really hard. You have to just kind of separate the two as much as you can. But then on top of that, it's like now I'm like running like a Twitch channel and a YouTube channel and like a website and a training program. And that's not even like coaching. That's just like uh, you
Just
know,
business.
it's just like yeah, like Microsoft Office and like Google Sheets and emails as
Right.
just
Right.
life stuff. Which is just a completely different, part of the brain than any chess stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really hard nowadays to actually find time to find time first of all to study, but that's manageable. But then, yeah, I'm sure for a lot of players the motivation is hard as well. I can imagine. For me, it's yeah, it's just like some days I feel motivated, but you have a million things to do, and it's like hard to kind of absorb yourself into a chess game or like a puzzle if
Right.
something else is on your mind. So for me, the solution is to just be like as self-aware as possible, right? And so I never like force myself to study. If I'm studying, it's because I want to improve my calculation, I want to improve my skills, or I want to go through, Tall's games. I was reading like Life and Games of Mikhail Tall, right? So it's not like anything that's giving me any kind of immediate benefit, but I do enjoy chess, right? So when I can frame it for myself that way, it's like I just want to improve my skills, or I just want to like improve my end games, or I have the new
Right.
Agar book on the end game, which looks fascinating. Like I can't wait to read it. So when these things are enjoyable for me, then it doesn't feel like work, and it doesn't feel like I'm pulling myself a horse to water, right?
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
much easier. But some days it doesn't feel easy, right? And so it's like I have a plan, like I want to study every day, but then I just don't feel like studying. And on those days, I think I don't have any great tricks. But I think you just have to like talk to yourself. You just have to like reflect, like, well, what is it that you would rather be doing, right? And just kind of figure out like what's going on, you know?
Right.
And maybe
Right.
there's more pressing things going on in your life or whatever. And then in that case, I think like, yeah, you should take a break from the chess, figure it out, whatever it is you need to figure out, and then come back when you're in a better mindset.
Right. Right. That
Um,
that provides a
yeah,
nice segue into what I want to hear, which is about your future. Do you want to become a GM?
yeah, definitely. In fact, I just started a show. It's so funny called Kostya Goes for GM. I just
Oh, let's go.
just filmed the first episode on Twitch because actually, yeah, I mean, I've been wanting to be a GM for many years. When I was an FM chasing IM norms, I was already thinking, um, like, well, okay, even if I get IM, that would be great, but I'm still gonna want to be GM after that, right? So I shouldn't just only have my sights set on IM norms. I should have my sights set on trying to improve my chess to get to 2,500 rather
Yeah.
than
Right.
400. And so, yeah, not much has changed still then. I still, I think being a grandmaster is like the highest title you can achieve. It's a very notable and noteworthy title for chess players. And as someone that's like dedicated their life to chess, I mean, it's like the ultimate title but it's always a funny question to ask, like whether you're going for GM norms, because it's like, well, yeah, like I'm trying to win every single chess game that I play. Like whenever
Right.
I play an open tournament, trying to go 6 out of 6 or 9 out of 9, whatever, right? So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, if they give me a norm along with 9 out of 9 tournament score, I won't complain. I'm not going to be like, oh no, I'm not here for a GM.
Is the drive then just to be very very good at chess? Is that just the main drive?
Yeah, yeah, no, I love chess, and even if I don't make GM, but I get to improve my game a little bit, that I'll be happy that I got to improve, right? So if I get to like 2450, and that's my all-time peak or whatever,
Yeah.
it'll be a little disappointing that I couldn't get to GM, but the fact that I can still improve will be most disappointing is when I feel like I can no longer improve my chess. That's when I'll feel like, oh shoot, like darn, like now, like what's the point of playing if I can like no longer have any way of getting better. So for me, getting better is it feels very rewarding.
Right. Right. And can you rate your chances of hitting GM in terms of percentage?
Yeah, that's tough.
I'm just curious to see how you would rate it yourself, because obviously someone more objective would give it an actual rating, but I'm just curious.
Yeah, but it's hard because I don't even know um how you rate your chances
It's a
on
guess.
something like this.
Just a guess.
Okay, I'll guess.
I mean, it's an insight into your psychology too, right?
Yeah. Um, that's a great question. Honestly, I would say it's about maybe something. It feels like 40%.
Okay.
It's like it's like the odds are against me is how I
Yeah.
feel.
Yeah.
Um, but I also feel like it's doable if I work hard enough.
Right.
But on paper, it's like the odds are against me.
Okay, break that down.
40 might be optimistic. Yeah,
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 I want to see why the odds are against you, because this is very interesting, because you're very strong at chess and you've beaten GMs. So, I mean, what separates
yeah.
you?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's well, to be clear, I made IM in end of 2016. And so I've been 2400 for maybe 5, 6 years now. And my rating is doing that rating plateau thing where like, I'll go up like 2420, I'll feel good, then I come back down like 2390. So I've been oscillating at this like 2420 mark for a while. I've won a lot of under 2400 prizes in the last couple of years. Some as an FM, some as an IM. I think actually after the Norm event, I'll probably be under 2400 as well for the
Okay.
next rating. Not that I'm seeking any under
Yeah,
any
yeah,
more
yeah.
under 2400 prizes, but so I have been stuck for a little while, and I'm not getting any younger. I'm
Right,
29.
right.
Um, and with my current life situation, it's like I'm looking to maybe settle down in the next couple of years. And that means maybe getting a house, maybe getting a baby. And if I have a baby, I'm imagining a future where I have a baby. I don't think I'm going to be traveling a lot, right? Like
Yeah,
with
it's
that
true.
baby. So in my feeling, I don't know if this is true, but my like animal instinct is that if I don't make it before I have a kid, then the chances really go down.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because your time is going to be taken up by taking care of a tiny child.
I mean, time and also just like mental energy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
Right.
like it's just I just can't like right now it's already hard enough to work. I can only imagine what it's gonna be like, you know. And that's also giving me insight into this idea that I really need to play a lot more aggressively against fathers. Like if I'm playing Grandmaster and I know he's a father, like I'm sorry, but like I know you don't have prep time.
That's hilarious. That's another hot take. Hot takes
Yeah,
with Kostya.
that was a hot take. Yeah, sorry guys, but
I mean, you're not wrong. Like,
yeah.
like one of my ex students beat Grandmaster Rosenthalis and just
Mhm.
outplayed him in the opening completely. And Rosenthalis thought he could play this basic sideline, but I
Mm.
mean,
Yeah.
National Master Gabriel Eidelman is who I'm referencing. He finished tied third in the U.S. Open, but
Oh, very nice. Cool.
yeah, yeah, and one of those amazing things that you get to experience when your students get much better than you. Um,
Well,
um,
no, I'm realizing this now. Yeah, as I've grown up, I didn't know this before, but like, yeah, like growing up, what if I heard that, I'd be like, wow, how could Grandmaster Rosenthalis like lose a game to a master? He's 2600. He's such a legend. Now I realize, okay, the guy's been playing chess his whole life. He's tired. He's
yeah,
done with the game. He probably had like, a 2 hour meeting about like his, insurance policy or something before the game. And now he's like showing up and playing this kid,
yeah,
right? Super motivated on ChessBase 24/7, analyzing.
right.
Like, yeah, something that's actually not so surprising. So that's the other issue for me is that like okay, obviously I have to play against a lot of like juniors that have a lot more time for their chess and
Hmm.
possibly more hunger, right? Because they can go farther. For me, it's like I've accepted like maybe I can get to GM, maybe, but I'm not going past like 2500. It's
Right.
like no chance. These kids though, they have chances to get to 26, 2700 even. So it's like
Yeah,
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 it's difficult to compete for sure.
right. Okay, so I think we should probably wrap up, but I'd like to ask some of my silly questions
Sure.
before we wrap up.
Mhm.
Um, again, I appreciate everything that you shared with us because it's a really nice insight into what you're doing and a big part of the community of chess players and chess creators, right? Like chess creators have improved the popularity of chess significantly, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, game has changed so much
Yeah, yeah,
in the last couple of years. It's been crazy.
yeah. It's been amazing. So I appreciate that insight into your personal life there.